Today we have a totally different background. This is actually an antique, it's vintage and it's old wallpaper, and it's actually on the back of it, it has a really cool Japanese painting that I'll have to show you guys, but I absolutely adore this. I think it's a great background, so we're probably going to be using this in a lot of videos coming up. But in today's video, we have a different topic I'm going to talk about today. I used to tell you guys a lot of ghost stories and experiences I was having, and it'd always be a great deal after I would have these experiences. But something's currently going on in my life that I want to tell you guys about because this is something I've never encountered and something I'm not really sure of. So for today, I'm going to tell you a ghost story that is currently haunting me, and this is something that's been going on for quite a bit, but it's making itself more noticeable, and I know talking about it is going to stir it up. But let's dive right into the video and I'll let you know what's been going on. So for me personally, throughout my whole life, whenever I have nightmares, it always means that I have a negative energy attached to me. This used to happen to me a lot when I would go on investigations before I knew how to properly protect myself or build my spiritual walls or anything of that sort. Many of you know, and I believe there's a video on YouTube as well, when I was younger I used to have a lot of dreams about shadow people, and these shadow people would do things to really terrify me in my dreams, and they would really harm me. I had this one dream that actually ended up being a real experience where I thought I was dreaming, but it actually happened, where a bunch of shadow figures surrounded me around my bed while I was sleeping and were pulling me out of my bed by my feet and actually sliced across my foot with what appeared to be a knife, and I woke up and my foot was bleeding with a giant slice on it, and there was no reason or no way that could have happened. So I've definitely had a lot of different kind of experiences, but this one's really unique. This started, I would say, probably a month ago. Actually, probably after my investigation I did for my birthday, which I haven't posted that video yet because it's still in editing. But this video of this investigation was very intensely dark, and there was so much negative energy, and I was literally chasing it through the location we were at. I was trying so hard to corner it, going head on with it. And we had to do a massive cleansing. Some of the people who were there with us were getting attacked. Other people were getting really upset. Other people were getting very afraid. There was so much negative energy, and every time we would get close to this negative entity, it would go somewhere else. And we would hear laughing and screaming and growling, all kinds of stuff. And so I think it may be something from this past investigation. And I usually know when I have an attachment, and it's very easy for me to tell, but this somehow squeezed its way in. And so I'm going to tell you what happened. The first sign that I noticed that I had some sort of negative presence attached to me was I was having nightmares again. And every time I would have these nightmares, I would wake up utterly terrified. But usually this passes after you wake up. You put TV on, you listen to music, you talk to somebody, whatever, and you feel better. But every time I would wake up, I would instantly look to a certain corner of my room and see a shadow person there. And the whole energy of the room just felt dark. It wasn't that it looked dark, it felt like there was something very dark in the room. It almost gave me like a suffocating, heavy pressure on my chest, like something was trying to attack me or hurt me while I was asleep. I was getting really plagued by a lot of negative energy. I had to cleanse myself, I had to meditate a lot more, and I thought it was just things going on in my personal life, like working too much or just being really stressed. But I do have a feeling that this is a negative energy leeching onto me and making me feel very unbalanced. I have been acting very out of my element. I've been a lot angrier, a lot more upset. I've been letting things bother me a lot more, and that's just not me. And so what happened just the other night, which was the first major indicator that I definitely have a negative spirit or entity or whatever you guys want to call this, was that I was in my kitchen and I was just making tea. I believe it was around 9 or 10 at night, and I was just relaxing, and I was looking around my kitchen and kind of just spacing out waiting for the tea, and out of the corner of my eye I saw this little, like, the best way I can describe it is this little black cloud of smoke about this big, and it just wiggled across the floor. And I glanced thinking it was a mouse, and nothing was there. And so I turned my head again, and out of the corner of my eye I saw it move again in the same spot, and I looked directly where that spot was, thinking it was a mouse. It's just instantly gone. And so every time I would turn my head, it would move again. And it did this 3 or 4 times until I realized it wasn't actually there. And they say when you see something out of the corner of your eye, you're really tapping into your psychic eye. and it's easier for you to see things on a spiritual level through the side of your eye. And I looked and inspected the area, but I felt a very heavy presence once again. It was one that kind of makes you just go, like you have a weight on your chest. That night, I went to sleep, just, going about my usual nightly routine. And then, that night, I had a very terrifying nightmare. And being as how this was only a couple days ago, I can recall this very easily. In this nightmare, I saw a shadow, a face of a shadow, the silhouette of a shadow walk past me, and it went right in front of this mirror. And I went up to the mirror and looked in the mirror, and as I looked at myself in the mirror, my face started to change into something very evil and inhumane and very dark. My eyes completely shifted to black. My face just started getting like a snarly look. And as soon as that happened in my dream, I instantly shot up in my bed, instantly awake, breathing very heavy, once again feeling the presence of something in the room in the corner. And what's crazy about that, which I did not draw this parallel until I was telling this story right this second, is at this investigation we did for my birthday a month ago when this really started, the main contributor to the negative energy in that space was a mirror. And they believed it was a portal. I was trying to get the spirit to come out so I could cleanse it away and get rid of it because it was very evil. And that's actually when one of the investigators with us got attacked and had to be cleansed. And I didn't draw that parallel until now, so that makes me wonder if it does have to do with that mirror. After that, the next night, I saw the little slithering shadow again, and the best way I can describe it, like I said, is this big, and it just slithers so quickly. And I saw it again when I was alone in my kitchen, and it's always in my kitchen. And I saw it slither again. I did the same thing, glancing side to side every time it was out of the corner of my eye. And this has gotten to the point now where over time I've realized I get a lot of anxiety when I'm walking in certain areas of my house, and that never happened before. I'll go downstairs into my kitchen and I'll feel a presence in there that's not welcoming, almost saying if I go in here I'm going to get hurt. Or same with my bathroom or living room or whatever it is. It changes every night. And so this hasn't been happening every single night, but it's been making itself more known. And so I do feel like there is something negative here. And I haven't really been home this past month. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I've been working, basically living at my job, so I haven't really had time to do any cleansing. I basically get here at night and go to sleep, wake up and go to work. And so I haven't really had time to do any cleansing, but I'm going to now that I know there's a negative presence in here for sure that is really plaguing me. But I wanted to tell you guys this story today because I am familiar with a lot of entities and a lot of different spirits, but I'm not familiar with all of them. And I told you guys a story about the Hat Man before, and then I found out a lot of other people had experiences with the Hat Man. So I want to know if anybody has had any experiences with a little slithering shadow. And it's almost like it doesn't have a specific shape, it's just about this long and it has like a cloudy smoke around it. And all I know is that it's following me around and it's definitely attached to me, and I do think it's from this investigation. But I would like to have your guys' input. I'm okay, just so you guys know, I'm alright. I'm not letting it get to me. I feel a lot better than I did a couple weeks ago when I was very angry. I'm not like that anymore. I feel like myself again, but I definitely do need to do a house cleansing and just a personal cleansing as well. But I would love to hear your guys' input because I would love to see what you guys think it is, if anybody's had any similar experiences, or just any of your recent paranormal investigations or experiences as well. I will keep you guys up to date on this encounter and what's going on, and I'll let you know the cleansing, how the cleansing goes when, It does not like me talking about it. Instantly, just like a shot of anxiety in my chest. I'll let you guys know how this cleansing goes, and I will keep you updated for sure. Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know your input. Send lots of prayers and love if you can, and I'll keep you guys updated. But I promise I'm okay, and everything's going to be okay. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for listening to my story, and have a wonderful day, have a wonderful night, and whatever else. Bye!